Tonight, all Boeing 737 MAX 8 and 9 jets are grounded, joining countries around the world following 2 crashes within the last 5 months. While it has very little impact on air travel in the U.S., it's raising some safety questions and concerns for travelers here. WMAR 2 News' Abby Isaacs is live at BWI Airport after speaking with a former commercial pilot and NTSB accident investigator. Abby?
Well, Kelly, 3 U.S. carriers use those 737 MAX 8 and 9, and that is American, United, and Southwest. And they say they've removed all of the aircrafts from their fleet and say it's only just a small portion and only impacts less than 5% of their daily flights. Now, looking here at BWI, most things are on time right now. And if there are any delays with those 3 carriers, from what I've seen, those flights were not assigned a MAX 8 or MAX 9 aircraft. Still, it's causing many to pay attention to the type of plane they'll be boarding, and the former pilot and investigator we spoke to says that's probably not even necessary.
It would be a hard decision whether or not I'd be willing to get on the plane that has had 2 crashes.
Before getting ready for her flight out of BWI today, Myra Downs made sure she wouldn't be boarding a Boeing 737 MAX 8. It and the MAX 9s are the 2 types of planes President Trump ordered grounded after learning new information about the Ethiopian Airlines Flight 302 crash that killed 157 people on Sunday.
There aren't any facts to really say there's really something wrong with this airplane.
Roger Cox is a retired airline pilot and NTSB investigator who's had lots of experience with different versions of the 737. He believes the move to ground the planes is more cautionary than based on facts.
We don't have a technical reason to ground the airplane so much as we have just the fact that there's a coincidence.
In October, a MAX 8 went down in Indonesia, killing all 189 people on board.
It's pretty clear from all the information that's been released in that accident that there were serious maintenance failures and there were serious crew errors in that flight. And the mechanical error that took place, of course, was a problem, but it's a problem that we should, as pilots, be able to cope with.
He says with all the versions of the 737s, they've become one of the most common airliners in production in the world.
Many of these countries want to grow their own domestic airlines, and they also want to hire their own indigenous crews and pilots, of course.
But he says some of these countries do not have the same high standards for pilot flying time and experience as the United States and Europe. That's something that's reassuring for passengers like Myra.
I do have a lot of confidence in them and in the training that the pilots receive.
If you're checking your flight information to see the aircraft type and you're assigned a 737-800, Cox says that is not the same thing as the MAX 8s. They have different engines and different engine placement, so you should not confuse those 2 aircrafts. Now, Cox says, of course, this is a changing situation, and he's waiting for more information to come out from the investigation in Ethiopia, as well as a final investigation from the crash in Indonesia. Live at BWI Airport, Abby Isaacs, WMAR 2 News.